Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have a freshly buffed Fiddlesticks, who for the better part of 2 years was an S tier hidden OP pick that just people didn't really want to play. But he has been struggling since the durability patch, and now they've buffed his fear duration on the Q, they've buffed his Crowstorm ultimate damage, and his win rate looking very good, 53% or so. Now, obviously with the Predator nerfs that also hit him quite directly, as that was the most accessible rune. It's just kinda is a bit clueless. Most accessible rune for sort of using your non-ultimate kit and getting some ganks in early instead of being an AFK farmer, which obviously isn't really what you want anyway if you want to be a good jungler. But mathematically correct in terms of runes and atomization is Luden's plus first strike. That combination is supremely strong. And even though you still might want to go, as we look at the level 1, even if you still might want to go Electrocute for guaranteed damage, that is the most accessible rune, right? Rocket Battle, Electrocute, that's typically what 99.9% of you are going to want to go, and I do recommend this. However, this is technically the rank 1 Fiddle on the server. He was Challenger last year. Actually, I forgot to change the thing. It's a Master Tier Elo game from Decay, but he was a Challenger player at the end of Season 11. And now, when you're thinking about these level 1 invites, I kind of like this as Fiddle in a lower elo setting. So this is actually very, very good because we're seeing a challenger capable player in a much lower elo than he typically would be playing. And it will show you quite a lot about how these players navigate certain things that happen in order to basically 1v9 games. And obviously he prefers First Strike from Mega Cash Money Infusion, still his Ultimate Hunter, as you would have seen, and the Ludens from Mana plus Damage proc, plus that Ludens passive, really, really huge actually. Now, obviously we have the Tristana getting, caught out here, which means Lee Sin starting here, which means we can anticipate this. So Lee Sin could easily look to gank bot lane early and then look to vertical jungle. So I'm not a fan of invading in that sense, right? Because Fiddle basically can just keep on. Well, you see, that's why you don't AFK on buffs and Mega Bing Chill do nothing as a Lee Sin or kind of carnivorous jungler. So this is just terrible jungling. But I think this is really, really reminiscent of what you're going to find in most of your elo. So he goes in, he's getting sucked here. We're trying to deny the first proc, but you're chunked, you're level 2 only, my friend. He is basically, let me reorganize this. What is going on here? They did like mass trades. Can I do that? Thank you. They did like mass trades on the red team there. So now he's a bit screwed, but obviously when you do this with Kayn specifically, you're going to see a lot of cases where you do this, they show up in your lower elo game as he does these, and you gank top lane. That's what you want to do. And then you get collapsed on here. So it's very important that you don't get collapsed on in the vertical sense when you want to kind of cheese and get away with this, which we do. And against bad habit junglers, lower elo junglers, this is a good thing that you can do as Fiddle. Obviously, the reason he was waiting here is to wait for the wave to go by, so he isn't seen. That's very, very, very important. Otherwise, you will instantly get vertical. Now, Lee Sin is basically going to yeet on all the way down. Okay? He can very much just gank bot lane straight up. Or he can go ahead and just cut through and maybe steal the Reds, steal the Raptors, whatever's available. But at this point, because there's no prior and Yona has done this and bot is pushed up, he's a bit screwed, shall we say. But obviously, here we go, 16 TS, because obviously when you go Blue Wolves top side back down to Grump Scuttle, that gives you 16. Fiddle's just concerned with his clear. You could look to shadow this and perhaps counter gank it, but the lane states were really good for us. Really, really good for us in terms of not losing any of our camps, but it is something I'm just pointing out. You need to think about the positioning of the lanes and the junglers and path in a way that you don't get killed. I do think after the red buff with this, you should rotate for a counter gank, just because Lee Sin has nowhere else to go. He has to go top side to get any sort of farm. You've taken the red side minus the Krugs, and you can be here to make an impact. And I think the Krugs should have probably been skipped, in my opinion. But we can hang around. I just see I don't make a lot of weird noises at this. Lee Sin's gonna be shadowing, right? Like, it's gotta be warded, it's gotta be protected. Lee Sin's still in the area. Even if he isn't, it's kind of risky to go for this, but we just flash, we get the sucky suck in the fog of war, and we're kind of looking, but we didn't actually get anything. So we do the fear, and now we don't have W. Lee Sin rotates again, so yeah. Without an effigy, I'm not a huge fan of this. I think with Fiddle, you gotta think, can I really make this work, or should I just go back to base, get this, look for this, cut this out, and maybe I can gank this? Those are the plays you want to be looking to make, specifically if you want to shadow the Lee Sin. So, not the best beginning, but I had a choice. A lot of Giga Turbo Stumps, Gold Runaways, perfect games, but it didn't really show us a lot of things about the game, and obviously we didn't have the Star Guardian skin. So interestingly, a lot of people just not using it. A lot of great Fiddlesticks players just not using the skin. Not the demographics for Star Guardian. You know, they might buy a bit. Come on, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to realize that Star Guardian Fiddle is not exactly what this kind of crowd is going to want. So we see the Lee Sin here show up now. 21 CS ago, which means he's getting some CSs here. He would have taken in tier 2 Wolf Camp, and now he's holding mid lane. We can get away with yeeting these because he's going to have the base now, but obviously be cautious. Be cautious. Typically, I would check this. I'm a little greedy though, and I'm very protective of my camps, so I would think he must be taking my Raptors. And I'll kind of ward and just make sure he isn't, or I'll secure it if I can do. So the Hex Tech Flash, the Hex Flash, really being an interesting thing for counter jungling. So I like this. You know, we got the Star Guardian skin. We're going to have a really good game. It's not the best early game state for us. We're in a bit of a deficit. We're going to carry the game. We have Luden's Echo plus First Strike. A lot of different things. That Ornod was absolutely tragic. And we'll just, you know, use our great counter jungling for a nice juicy game. Walking over Shroom, that's fine. We see this dude crossing here, level 4 still. We have Yone pressuring up against Tristana. Hits his Q, hits his R. She flashes out. Now he's basically cut off. So no assist for Lee Sin, but good proximity assist, right? You were there to force him into an action, and even though you don't get the gold, which sucks, you still allow a play to be made. So here we see them both pushing up. Lee Sin really just trying to absorb experience, and I think he feels like, well, I'm gonna be losing my red, so I might as well just go down and gain bot lane. And Fiddle uses that Fog of War Ultimate Fear to make sure he can try and kill the Tristana, but it's a Tristana, so. You always want to pick the right lane to use your ult on Fiddle. Any farming jungler like this, you want to use your ult perfectly well. And I think because I said it initially, you know, Lee Sin's moving bot lane, Lee Sin's moving bot lane, you could have just driven by mid lane, forced her out anyway, and then saved your ult for this moment. But it looks like Yone plus us, double suck. A little bit of a cheeky auto. There's a ward we can destroy. I think we should take that gold too. So good rotation, good use of the 6 spike in terms of, yeah, we want to use it now. But against Tristanas, we don't have the damage. You don't have electrocute. Maybe if you have electrocute, it gets a little bit closer. Maybe if you have a kill and a bit of a better buy. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bit conditional in those situations. But with First Strike, not really having a lot of gold, you know, spent up front and sort of things like that in this situation, you're not always going to get away with it. So look to see. I mean, I said it out loud. Lee Sin's probably going bot lane. They're all low. You can see on the frames. You can see on the minimap. So play that accordingly, right? But definitely 6 as soon as possible. Some early pressure with your First Strike because you need the gold. Whether you electrocute because you have guaranteed damage. Get yourself active in some sort of way, and then level 6 use that ultimate. I love this Hex Flash though. You know, he's going Luden's Hex Flash. Don't really need Rocket Ball, do I? Can just use that as an overall and then ult extension. So Lee Sin kills the Yone. He is now 4-1-1. This is worth noting. This whole time we've been talking about the great pathing of the Fiddle, how he's cutting away the Lee Sin, and the Lee Sin has 29 CS to 69 CS, or 33, excuse me. Really obscene gapping of CS, but he is still getting kills, and that is the most infuriating thing. Ornn goes in again. He gets silenced. We're gonna just chuck a fear out there, and then we'll suck you up, baby. Very, very nicely done. And can we just be a bit, help? Yeah, there we go. Very nice. We're gonna lose a dragon for this 99%, but it's a great idea. Whenever you swap, you see down and you're going up, don't farm before you do this gank, right? Gank and then reward yourself with camps, reward yourself with farm. We're gonna lose that, so we're gonna take this Herald. Remember, there are changes coming forth very, very soon, possibly the next patch, to dragon health, dragon damage, local gold for Herald. We'll see what exactly goes live. I don't want to address it too much now, but those dragons are going to take longer to secure. The Herald's going to give you even more local gold, and that's going to be interesting, I think. Very, very interesting, but obviously still equal and opposite. Now, of course, we can go over the wall, mega fear, mega silence, try and jump out of my sucky suck. You cannot. We have the Herald here. We have 4 plates. We have a Yone. Let's see what we want to do. We're going to do this a little bit and see if the Lee Sin shows up, which, of course, he does. Pay attention to the fact that bot lane, top lane might move and collapse, so you don't overcommit for it. But if you can get it super, super low, by super, super low, in jungle terms, that means 2.5 to 3 plates. We use. That was quite interesting to watch. Quite cinematic. The Yone mobility, the Fiddlestick spacing, and the suckies, and the, of course, Lee Sin mobility. It's really irritating when you gap someone like this with CS and counter jungling. Really nice late cheese invade. Lee Sin has no suspicions, which is weird. I still think that's weird. Like, you see them here, so you kind of know, well, they're most likely going to be doing this. But what Fiddle does that, right? Because he's obviously going to try and use that really fast for clear initially, rather than an invade. However, even if he does do this, can we create sort of prior through a gank here? Maybe we can invade here. There's a whole bunch of things you can do, but I don't want to talk always about that. There's dynamic power thing on my main channel. I talk about those kinds of power things all the time. Right. Lee Sin shows top lane. Yin and Xerath are ulting out Draven and Army. I mean, Xerath and Jin is so annoying. And now you see, the Draven's probably rage typing, why don't you get my lane? I mean, my ult wasn't up, it's up now, but you guys are hard losing. Why would I waste my ult on you guys? Can we even kill them, my son? No, we cannot. So, you know, you bite your thumb at them in the Shakespearean way, and then you go to the top side. Because we know this dude, we can play around because he's going to giga scale. This dude, absolutely turbo smurfing it, mid OP, not on you. And so why even waste your ultimate here? That's a very important thing, right? Losing lane, if you're fed enough, if you're fed enough, yes. If it's opportunistic enough, yes, sure, we'll double kill, no stress. But if it's looking there, then don't waste your resources. Shadow the Lee Sin on the top side. Lee Sin shows up here. He tries to steal a Grump. He doesn't steal a Grump. We're up 2 levels. Now, this is where the Fiddle magic needs to happen. This is where a good level jungling and good level Fiddle stuff needs to happen here. Our W is up again. Come on, come on. We have Ludens completed, obviously, as well. We get the magic penetration passive, which is great. Post durability, which of course Rocket also has. Just swipe him, baby. Beautifully done. Now, what do we do? Fiddle mains, what do you do right now? You can see what he's doing. What would you do? Yes, we got a gank. Yes, we got a farm. Oh, but there's nothing to farm. So, get aggressive. Push the map. You've got mid-prior created through your presence, right? Yone did his job. Lee Sin still killed them back, but you did your job. So move, pushing into the map. If there's nothing to take, now we can dive and gank this. Here we go. Get silenced. Get sucked. Get knocked up. Get fucked. Hey, that worked out nicely. So, yeah, don't ask. I'm still sleep deprived. If there's camps here, secured. Otherwise, gank it. And now you can take camps, right? Because now you've created this prior. Now remember, you're 2 levels up on the Lee Sin. Gold is 7,260 to 4,500. So even though you're getting kills, you're not getting much else. This is not a game that the Lee Sin will remember. This is a game that will plague the Lee Sin until his dying days. He's going to remember this in 10 years. You know, I played that one game, and that Fiddlesticks abused me in such a way that cannot be described with safer work words. And now there is a dragon spawning. We're down 1. Who cares? Didn't ask. They're trying to trap here. Let's see. We got 1 assist from the Nami. Yone is still controlling the mid lane, but again, the Tristana isn't dead. 1-2-0, right? 1-2-0 is the big thing here, because if she was 1-6-0, yeah, or just inting even more, you'd have a bit of a difficult time trying to navigate that as the red team. However, because she's not fed, like she's lost the lane hard, she's not playing well, but she isn't inting. And that's the most important thing. You gotta lose as gracefully as you can. We're level 11. We're gonna just ult this Teemo and set it up for our Orm bro. He flashed into it. Yeah, we'll give 1 back. Good job. Orm brother, my son. Anyway, we're going to take these Krugs, we're going to push this tower plate. Lee Sin shows bot lane, we'll give up this dragon. They have bounties active, obviously, but you do have to remember that the lead is very much in your hands in terms of gold gap. And as a Fiddlesticks building this way, you do like HP. You do like mobility. You do like guaranteed damage from your electrocute, which means you do have to play a little bit more safely. You do have to play a little bit more intelligently. Let's have a look to see the cash monies we have infused. We are at 640. And you know, you might think, that's not so much, but where am I clicking? But at the same time, you got futures, right? So it lets you dip into your pockets like $1,000 in terms of how much, I hit the mic, in terms of how much you can actually spend. And what I like here is we're cutting the map a little bit. We could do Grump down. I think we should do Grump down in theory. But if we see action where bot lane's going to be killing a tower, when they might be invading our camps, we can afford to skip this if it's available, but I don't think I want to skip this. Because it makes no sense to kind of do this into this if this is available, because the whole concept here is going down. The issue is that the Lee Sin took the dragon, so you kind of think, maybe something's happening here, let me be present. Again, the Grump is an edge camp. I mean, wolves are way more valuable than people think. It's just that it's not really geographically desirable to secure. But we're going to use this nice hippity-hoppity pathing over the wall. Let's see if we can maybe snag something here. That is a mistake that you have made, Xerath. That is a big mistake. No mana on the Jhin. Flash repositioning. Sucky, sucky, sucky. Do we have an E? We do! Heal used. Good. Good. But I don't know really what to say about the bot lane. They've just had no Fiddlesticks present, so they kind of get a false sense of security. And that's why it's very important as a jungler when you're this far ahead. And especially when you see this kind of stuff thanks to your effigy control. Really get in there. Are you guys enjoying this? Peak gameplay. Lee Sin is good champion. I know, the champion is not strong at all. Really at all. But he's still Lee Sin sometimes, for ADC specifically. Xerath is now over the wall, 12, 11, 10. Watch your ultimate, we're gonna try and play around it. Scuttle Crab Hunter, let's go. Hex Flash over the wall, thank you. I like this. I want some of you Fiddle mains, because a lot of you always build the same thing all the time. Like it's Predator, it's Electrocute, it's Rocket Belt, it's Zodia's, it's Deathcap, Shadow Flame potentially. I want you to try this Luden's First Strike Hex Flash tech and see how it feels, because look, you're still assassinating people straight up right now. You're still able to counter jungle in a really maestro level way. We know that this is kind of warded. See, this is where you could just Predator. We can just Hex Flash and run at him. But it's still a Jhin. Silence. Fear is up. And obviously we have Fear duration at 5 ranks, which of course we do at this point. But we're not quite able to. There we go. E auto attack. That's fine. Careful. Tristana's rotating over, so we might actually end up dying here. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of an overcommit, potentially. I thought that would be fun. I thought we would actually maybe be able to get something, but we did not. However, because of the pressure that we caused, Yone and Nami are able to take the mid lane tower. They're going to collapse onto the Teemo here, cut the way. Very good. Zero shows up. Be cautious. Their whole team rotates. Draven's now being killed by the Tristana. So we caused a lot of chaos. Not so bad, though. Nothing really to secure. We do need that next dragon, though. So whatever we're doing, we need to make sure we're positioning ourselves for that next dragon. Xerath is dead. Our Grump is gone. We should hit this always to have a look. Hit, 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 please. Even though you have effigies, just hit it to have a look. A blue buff is spawning. You can always push this a little bit as well. But he sees a rotation, so this is good. This is good. We have a rotation here. Ult activation. We don't have Rocket Ball to get in the zone. Doesn't really matter. We're able to gap close that because of the silence. Very juicy. We walk into a shroom. We cry. We need to suck to heal. Suck to heal. Suck to heal. Artillery bombed, unfortunately. I hate Xerath. I hate that he's popular in EU West. Really. Not overtly strong in any sort of way, and it's kind of gotten less popular recently, but for a period of like 2 months, I was seeing it all the time, and obviously the things I play, ooh, we struggle. That death, unfortunately, a bit of an overcommit again. We do kill the Lee Sin. Will cause us most likely to lose that, because our team are not junglers, and they're not paying attention to the spawn of the dragons. Not good. Not good. He's not so good. Baron is up, though. The sequencing is a little off here because of the deaths we've had, but we're still 10-3-3. We've got now Zonyas, we've got now Deathcap. We can look to just straight up yeet someone again, but again, Xerath stuns, Tristana R, Lee Sin kick, the shrooms, you know, the Jhin traps. It's not exactly, see, if we can go in here, but we know everyone's in the area. So this is just a greed play if we die. I mean, obviously we're gonna, ooh, okay, very, very nice. But we're probably gonna die now, no? Or do we live? Good. I was nervous. I was starting to get nervous because this was a good play. All right. However, if the whole team is here, you probably die. So you have to be cautious. He just goes all out aggression and almost kills the Jhin anyway. So it's a good play. And everyone chose collapsing, but we're lucky that we didn't die from this. You do kind of want to look to do this, but you don't have Yone, the craving one. And Ornn has TP, but he's not using it because he's splitting. Here's the TP, but it might be a little bit late because it's all shroomed up. We can sucky, 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 sucky. I'm worried because Lee Sin's alive and he still has a combo, but it should be okay if we can play properly. Let's have a look if we do play properly. That's always the issue. Playing it properly is always the issue. Wait out the Q, wait out the Q, wait out the Q. Now the Xerath, everyone detaches. They're detaching. Yone's killing in the back line. Why are you leaving my friends? And barons like this give me absolute disease, but we ult and kill the Jin with the usefulness of the Ornn. Can we have an upgrade, please, sir? Very, very soon. Nice E, sucky, 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 and he flashes into an E, so he can't get the Brittle Prog auto attack, which is tragic, but we do kill the Tristana. Ach so, and now we have an Ornn. Almost hit him, and then the Xerath thought it was going to hit him, and the Xerath flashed it, but it wasn't going to hit him. Story of all Ornns. Well, that was messy and dumb and not fun. Well, it was fun, but it was dumb. Just burn it, man. Wait up because once he Qs it, just go, 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 go. Yone can deal with this. The Xerath is an issue, but you could have gotten that. That's why I don't like taking those really coin flippy barons at those moments, because, you know, 1, we're not T1. 2, we're not playing in the LCK. And 3, your teammates are usually a bunch of dodos, and you have to play around the fact that even though they get fed, they have no idea how to translate that lead. Because look at it, 207 is a great Ornn player, but the Yone is 631. He had a huge lead, he's done nothing. The Draven is 070. Wow. As you would expect from a Draven. As you would expect. We're shadowing here to look for a play, but when you've got 1,300 cash monies in pocket, I think it's important that you spend, because yeah, you could coin flip this as well now, but now we've got a lot of gold unspent. 2,600 between you and the Ornn, and you guys are the fed ones. And that's my concern. And that's my concern a little bit, because their whole team has got a lot more spent, and Xerath is just so difficult to do barons against. When your team's not on the same page. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, you're forcing it, you're forcing it, you're forcing it. You could have just reset and spend your gold, because now they've all reset, you're being chased away. They, in theory, could turn this in a closer game. It's not a good play. It's not a good play. Ah, Assassino. Whoa, that damage. That damage, baby. Hey, you got a kill and assist. Oh, no, we're dead. Lee Sin did the one thing that Lee Sin could do. He got a kick in the late game. The Meteor's special right there. He's 861. He's 86 CS to 169. Does anyone else have the Flame Horizon? I do. I'm almost diamond in Flame Horizon. I love doing Flame Horizon. And you always have more KP to them in the end, too. It's really fun. So that's an unfortunate death, but I feel like a little bit self-inflicted. This was a good play. I underestimated that damage. As you can see, it's really obscene damage. Cash money infusion, you ask? Let's have a look. 1340 at this stage. Can you see? I'll hover it. There you go. Sorry, that's damage. The gold is 980, so 1,000. Still good, though. All right, Blighting Jewel, we're beginning to... That's a Blighting Jewel free, which means Blighting... Whew. I love it. I love this build when you start to pop online and you get ahead like this. It's so good. The extra gold plus futures market gives you that needlessly large rock, gives you that Blighting Jewel, gives you that assassination potential. The damage is not to be scoffed at either. Decent and solid damage as well. You don't need Electrocute. You gotta be careful now, obviously, here. With Void stuff, we do have it. We have 7 stacks on our Dark Harvest. If you fully stack that up now, you can upgrade to Magi Eyes. However, the issue is we've died a little bit recently. I'm not sure it's going to be as much value. It's not going to have as much value as you might think. Right, 2 bot. Are we forcing it again? The Xerath plus the Shrooms plus the Lee Sin Steel. I'm not a huge fan of this coin flipping. They know you're trying to force it. Push at waves, farm camps, look for an assassination attempt. You know, don't clear wards. Like, there's a lot of things we could be doing. I know there's no camps to take, but at least clear vision around the area. If someone face checks you, you can kill because you see 2 bot. That's great. So if you see 2 bot, it's much better to kind of move in, clear all the vision, and assassinate people who are face checking, and then you can get a free Baron. Right. Now, because of this, and we've gone around the top side, let's have a look to see what happens. Ornn goes in. Fiddlesticks went top lane. That's not good. This is not good. This is very not good. You're not with your team. Okay, backline dive. Ah! Kindred mains? Fiddle mains? I see you. I see your frustrations. That's why we hate Lee Sins. The champion can be absolutely giga useless, but that's why we hate him. I think we threw. It's just a suspicion I have. Right, okay, so they're obviously gonna eat this Baron here. There we go. Huge throw moment, unfortunately. Let's just turbo sprint this because I'm glad to see that, you know, challenger level players trying to do something. Look, if your whole team goes in groups and does the Bloody Baron the first time, you've ended the game already. But because they all turn and play like monkeys, there's nothing you can do. And the thing is, even though you might be better than the players in your elo, the issue is you need them to close sometimes, specifically as Fiddle. Just play around what they're doing. You know, don't say, we need to do Baron, we need to do Baron. Okay, well, they're not doing it, so what can we do? We can assassinate someone first. The W, cool, that is absolutely crazy though. 5.23 seconds. Obviously now they're pushing this here. Look at this, you see? Look, nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. I might as well just push it up a little bit. Yeah, he's just looking. See, I can push it up a little bit. Good. Yeah, we see this. We see this. Now they're overstaying. Yona's going to go in here. He's going to use the 200 years design kit to chase it down. Now we can push up the vision line, you see, back the vision line, and move around nicely to steal this and collapse on this, because we kind of want to fight over this. Here we go. This is it. See, that's why you push up the vision line. You don't need to join them. Die, you son of a bitch. And now Jin shows up. Why would you walk into the Crow Storm? Bonus damage proc, buff coming through. Silenced. Well, I think I could have told you not to walk into the ADC who can auto attack you when you don't have Zhonya's. We'll call that a clerical error. We should have just taken that one. That's fine. Good. And now, I'm looking at the timeline. This is exactly what happens. He's dead, obviously, for a while now. It's a silly death, but with 17, 6, and 6, at this point, you're just going to go ahead and farm it up, right? You're going to go ahead and take your camps, finish your final itemization. Bansheesfield's an excellent choice against their team comp. You're going to take the crab. You're going to watch the map here to see, is there a fight we can rotate to? Is there another fight you should not rotate to? Should I just be pushing things up a little bit, forcing rotations again? But you do want to get to your team in those situations like here, right? Don't be too detached. It will cause issues. Use your effigies. I mean, just take the crab. Free challenges. And now we're just going to look for an opening. All we're doing is looking for a pick or an opening for a team fight, and so we can end the game. Because you still have a huge lead in terms of you. Like, your team doesn't, but you do. Assassin, no fiddle. Ah, now Draven goes, there you go. See, there you go. That's it. Good night. Boom, baby. Now we can push this up. Well, push it up as much as you can the full back, because obviously 2 people on base, so don't push up and die. Shouldn't have said push up. I didn't mean literally push up in that moment. Ult, 17 seconds. Catch the waves. Catch the waves. Ornna's going in, right. Well evolved, we evolved. Nice silence, nice silence, nice silence. Use the fear. Well done, we ult in. There we go, move. Everyone in the Crow Storm, chase them down. Nice fear, nice Zhonya's. Someone take the tower very much. Beautifully done. You want to see that again? Let's just look at that again. In a little bit of a better situation, he says. See, look at how he plays this. Okay, we've killed this Tristana. We use the ult to get into the back line after fearing and killing the person in front of us so he can't disengage our team. And then we just chase down. Beautifully done. And now, of course, Tristana will be rising. As will... we should be able to end the game. Silenced. Yonade. Orned. And fiddled. Wonderful. So there you've got a 26-9, Luden's first strike, Hex Flash, Fiddlesticks, Instar Guardian, looking mighty mathematically correct in terms of stats, not literal mathematically with like the spells, but in terms of the stats, this is a good combo. However, I'm not going to tell you that it's necessarily 100% better than Rocket Belt's mobility, HP, and the reliability of Electrocute's damage, but there you have it. Fiddlesticks buffed, Fiddlesticks S plus once more, 53% win rate, super good. Thank you very much for watching. Warwick and Volibear guides, jungle companion guides in the description. I will be making one for every champion, like a light version with all my jungle tips, not all the champion tips, so Fiddlesticks will have one pretty soon as well. Yeah, I'm gonna eat some pizza. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.